Hey,
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 Uh,
brother.
all right, mate. How are you?
All right, son. How are you?
I'm all right. Fuck me, it's dark there, isn't it?
Yeah, mate. This is pitch black Queensland. When it's dark, it's dark. There is nothing else. If there's no
Clearly,
light,
there's not that.
you can see a million stars, but not in with the light at me. You can't.
Clearly,
There
you
you go.
don't have a lot of street lighting around where you are. Then,
Now, but I'm at the back of my house, so
yeah.
got
But I mean,
street light.
there's just no glow. Like
No, there
anywhere
isn't.
near
But
London or anything like that. There's a
I
glow to the
I know
sky.
it probably doesn't show on the camera, but there is a bit of light. It
All
just
right.
doesn't show on the camera. Camera just
Okay.
shows pitch black. It's not actually that dark.
All
There
right.
is a
Right. Right.
twilight. There is
Whereas
an
it's
ambient
grey.
light
Yeah,
around.
it's grey here. I
It's always
mean,
grey
it's
there,
quite.
mate. You know that.
Yeah, it's quite bright, but it's grey. There's clouds and God knows what. And
It's crawly.
yeah, and you know what? It's like 20 past 11 in the morning for me at the moment, and I've missed
Yeah,
all the mums going up and down to the school. That's
yeah.
most
Oh, yeah.
unlike
A
me
bit
when
like
we're
you, don't
recording.
they? That's good.
Yeah,
Yeah,
mate.
no,
Mind you, I did have to go to an appointment this morning, so yeah, that
you
was all
did.
right though. Yeah. They're just telling
Good.
me off about the condition of my heart. Cheers, mate. I ain't even got my coffee. I finished it before we started recording. Um, So yeah, so it was lovely having a chat with young Cieran there before we went, before we went into recording.
Hmm.
And it's nice to see that he's doing well and he's he's expanding his horizons
He's
bit by bit,
trying.
Cieran. Mate,
Absolutely,
listen,
absolutely.
I would be well proud of my son
Hmm.
at this stage of the game. I mean,
He's trying to get.
he's just helping out one of his young mates and
Yeah.
he's done a bit of
No,
creative directing for him, which could be another
yeah.
avenue for him. It's
Yeah, he's
lovely
been good.
stuff. It's good. It's
He's been
great to hear.
encouraging his mate to do it for a couple of years now, and he's just getting him into it, and he's trying to help him progress as well. So, and giving
Yeah,
him the confidence to do it. So that's really nice.
yeah.
Nice to see.
See, and again, that's another example, really, of a true Hammers fan. He's selfless. You know what I mean? He's doing what he's
Yeah,
doing. He's trying to progress himself. He's trying to get himself in the best position he can within the chosen field, which is music. Um, Not an easy task, but he's having a go. He's
no,
doing what he's got to do. But along the way, he's helping those that haven't quite
yeah,
got
it's nice.
what he's got
That's nice.
in him, and he's giving them a hop up, And
Yeah, he
I
is.
got to give him full props for that. I mean, fantastic.
Yeah,
And I mean, similarly, my Jack, he would rather help someone than go and charge someone for his services. Do you know what I mean?
mm,
Like, for example,
yeah,
he went and painted his mate's parents' bedroom for them. And he said, look, I'm not going to charge them, Dad. I said, you're an idiot. I'd charge your nan, my mother, if I was going to paint her bedroom. You know what I mean? Maybe not now, but 10 years ago I might have done. I said, but I said, Jack, you can't do that. And he said, no, I can't charge them. I said, well, in that case, if you're not going to charge them, just say to them, look, I'm not going to charge you for this, but you can give me something, whatever you think it's worth. And then they'll give you something and then you're happy because you're not expecting
yeah.
anything.
No, it should be
And he's like,
there's
oh,
always should be some kind of reward, whatever you do. It's all
yeah.
very well.
And he
In
goes to me, oh,
Australia,
yeah,
like
thanks, Dad.
they call it mates rates here, right? And
Hmm.
yeah, you
We
either
do
do it
too,
for half,
as you know.
you know, it's a half the
Yeah,
money, or you just go and do it for a carton of beer, or
yeah,
whatever it be, or
yeah.
a bottle of scotch, or
Or
whatever you
for
want
example,
to believe.
if your best mate's a plasterer and you're a chippy, he needs
Yeah,
some doors
yeah,
hanging, but you need a wall plastered. I mean, that's,
sorted. Exactly.
mates
That's
rates favour for a favour, isn't
that's
it? That's
yeah,
what I like
very
about
common.
the building trade. You know,
Mm.
there are some unscrupulous bastards in our trade, though, Cieran.
There's swings and
You know,
roundabouts to it, mate. But like you
yeah,
said, I've been a great believer in that, and I'll tell you why. As, I done my apprenticeship as a carpenter, 4-year
yeah,
apprenticeship, and and I was taught, and it's something I've probably instilled in him that I don't even realise, is
yeah,
when I had young guys under me, working with me, young apprentices,
yeah,
I always believed it was my duty to teach them as much as I could as a carpenter, because that's what I was taught. So
yeah.
it was my duty to pass that knowledge on to
Yeah,
them young boys.
agreed.
Whether they want it or not, it's up to them. But I'm going to give
That's
them
right.
as much as I can that I've been taught by really old school carpenters, really
Yeah,
skilled tradesmen.
yeah,
And
mm,
and I believe that's true. I think every tradesman should do that. Whatever skills you've got, it's your duty to pass that on. Otherwise, that
mm,
trade dies. If you don't pass all
yeah.
these skills on, and a lot of trades have died because of that. Because
Exactly that. And like similarly, there's old school mechanics as well. You know what I mean? Like before the days of
absolutely,
all these ECUs and fuel injections and all that kind of stuff.
yeah,
And that is a dying art.
it is. It
That
is.
like around where I live, there's probably we're quite lucky. There's probably, I don't know, a dozen or more old school mechanics, guys our age,
Yeah,
and, a couple of years older, maybe a few years younger, that are still, they're still doing what their dad was doing, 20 years before them. And,
yeah,
so we're quite fortunate. And, they're taking on the younger guys, and they're specializing in cars like, Triumph Stags, the old school Rovers and the old school Fords and the old school
yeah,
Vauxhalls. They specialize in those kinds of vehicles, and therefore
yeah.
those skills are actually being passed on. But because of the culture that we live in now, and everything is, ABS, and it's almost
Yeah, and
self-drive now.
the modern car is doing away with that, and
Yeah,
in 50
it's
years'
it's
time,
it's
the
you
internal
need to be a
combustion
bloody
engine
computer
will be a thing
programmer.
of the past, won't it? It'll
Yeah,
be all
you need
electric
you
in
yeah
50
you
years'
need to
time.
be a
There won't be
computer
that.
programmer these days.
Yeah,
It's
that's
it's
right.
more it's more about
And that's what they
technology
are.
and
You take your car for a
information
service
technology.
these days, it's more about a computer than it is about a mechanic.
Yeah, yeah,
So
yeah, yeah.
that's
Oh,
what's happening.
okay. Well, look, bring the car in. We'll plug it in, and I'm like, what?
Yeah, you plug in and
You
see
know?
what's wrong with it. That's
Yeah.
what's happening.
Oh, yeah.
That's
Oh,
that. That's
but
the way we're
I,
going.
I
That's the
I
way.
like it when you see a guy leaning over an engine bay with one of those little, them solid stethoscope things, and they're listening to each individual cylinder to find out which one of them is, a bit heavy. And
Steady up. That ain't
mate,
happening anymore.
listen,
Mate, yeah,
you
but
still see it from time to time around here. I
the only
could
way
tell
with
you
that
at
though,
least two guys.
God, when that
Hmm?
geezer he takes a sharp intake of breath and goes, "You fuck, how much? How much is it gonna cost?" As soon as he
Yeah,
does
mate.
that, you're up for a lot of money,
Yeah,
mate.
yeah, that's that. They go, ooh, and you go, oh, for fuck's sake. Hang on a minute, let
How
me just
much?
phone the bank, see if I can get a loan. Jesus. Anyway, we're supposed to be here talking about bloody football, if
No,
I'm
we're
honest.
talking about the week
Yeah,
we've
but
just. Should we talk
yeah,
about the last 2 days?
yeah,
Not in
let's
detail. Not in detail.
no,
Not in detail.
no.
Just
Well, actually, do you know what, Cieran? I'm not going to mention his name on here, but afterwards, when we go back to the green room, I will tell you the guy's name. But
all right.
I received a call this morning. In fact, I was actually at the hospital when the call came through. So just having a checkup, nothing drastic.
Yeah.
And the doctor, well, she was a nurse actually, practitioner. She said to me, she said, you can take that call if it's important, which it was, because it was from this guy that I told you about that may get me a link to some ex-professionals.
Yeah.
So it was him. So I quickly answered it. I said, look, I won't use his name either. I said, look, mate, I'm actually at the hospital. Can I call you back? He went, well, actually, I'm just giving you a yes or no on the guy that we spoke about. And I said, oh, okay. He said, it's a yes, but he's going to have to fit you in. So he said, hang around for a week or two. He said, and I'll get you a time and a day. So
Lovely.
I said, all right, brilliant.
Yeah.
So
That's
there
great.
is going to be an ex-professional and an ex-West Ham professional on the channel at some point in the near future.
Lovely.
So that's good news. That's good news. I'm really happy about that. You still haven't turned off the vibrate on your notification.
Mate, I went to the settings and turned everything off. All the vibrations, all the sounds and all that, and it's still doing it. And I should have got him on it. But I did.
Yeah,
I turned them all off because it is annoying. I find it annoying. And I'll have to get him to look at it. But all, them settings when it said vibrate off, everything's off.
All right, okay.
But I don't, obviously not.
Maybe not. Yeah, well, it does. Listen, it's not a major issue, is it? You know what I mean? It's just
it's annoying.
I like taking piss with. Yeah, but I do like to take piss with it.
I don't like it myself. I'll work this one.
Yeah.
Anyway.
Yeah. So, any more little trips down to what was it called? Something Bay. Hang on, let me remember now. Oh gosh. Fucking hell. Oh, do you know what? I can't remember what it's called now. God. No, it's gone. Completely gone.
It's like a bottle of beer. It's like a bottle of beer, but it's not in a bottle.
Tin Can Bay, that's it. Yeah. Yeah, mate. I mean, I could still tell you it's like 9:30 in the evening for you right now.
It is.
You know what I mean? I still know the timings. It's just
you're very good at the timings there, mate.
I'm useless with names, though. That's the problem. Numbers, I'm really good with. You know, I can still remember my mum and dad's telephone number from when I was about 8 years old. I
think I do too.
Yeah, it's weird how you remember stuff like that. You know, I remember my old RAF number. I remember my old number at Chelmsford Nick.
Yeah.
But, yeah. See, there's a story for you. There's a story for you. Well, when I was younger, I got in with a few people that were less than honest. And one of them happened to be my girlfriend's brother at the time, who ended up becoming my first wife. We were only married for a year and then we divorced. But before we actually got married, I kind of got into a little bit of naughtiness with my brother-in-law, my to-be brother-in-law. And we were just, you know, basically we were nicking cars, taking what we could out of them, emptying them of fuel and dumping them. That's what we were doing. Anyway, so we got caught and I got fined and I refused to pay the fine because I didn't think I'd done anything wrong, right? I was just a cheeky little bastard at the time, and you know, I was a skinhead. You know, I was a skinhead, and I was anti-establishment, and you know, I was never into NF or anything like that because most of my friends were black or mixed race. You know, so you know, I was never into the NF or anything like that.
You meant to put your hands up and go, right, fair cop, governor.
No, I was like, yeah, well, what have I done wrong? Yeah, but they weren't your cars. Yeah, but I gave the cars back to them. You know, but yeah, but what about the toolbox with like £300 worth of tools in it? I don't know what you're talking about. You know, I just took the petrol out of it. That's all I used to say. But anyway, I got this fine, and because I didn't pay it, they came round and arrested me. And they turned up at my mum's house because that's where I was living. And she said, "Oh no, he's not here. He's babysitting for his brother at the moment. But his brother will be home now because this is like 8:30 in the morning." So they turns up at my brother's house, knocks on the door. My brother opens the door, goes, "Yeah," he goes, "We'd like to talk to Clive, please." But how do you know he's here? She said, "Oh, your mum told us." And he's like, "Oh yeah, typical mother." Calls me. I come to the door and they said, "Get your shoes on, son. You're going to prison." I went, "What?" And they went, "Yeah, like you know, we've got a warrant for your arrest, no bail, got 60 days to go and do." Like, oh shit. So there I am in the back of this police van from my brother's house to the police station. So then they takes me in, books me in, and that there's no prison transport because it's a Friday evening. There's no Friday morning. There's no prison transport available. So it goes to Friday afternoon, where all the prison transports are full up from the court that day. So they still ain't got transport for me. So they said, "You're going to have to stay here till Monday." I was like, oh, for God's sake. So I was in Crawley police station all weekend. All right, I was eating like KFC and, you know, like Wimpy
What
and
they give
things
you?
like
Bread
that.
and fucking water, mate. Bread and water. That's
Well,
what
no,
they give
it's
you.
no. The thing was, one of my best mates is also a criminal solicitor, and I gave him a call and said to him, "Yeah, I need you to represent me." And he turned up, and all he kept doing was bringing me in takeaways and cans of beer and stuff like that. It was great. It was absolutely brilliant for the weekend. Anyway, so come the Monday, they've taken me off to Chelmsford Nick because I am 20 years old, 19, coming up to 20. So Chelmsford Nick at the time was designated as the youth prison YP. So that's where I was taken. Well, when I got there, got booked in and everything, got stuck on what they call the reception wing for 3 days so they can assess what wing to put you on. And, you know, they look at what you've done and what your record's like and that, and then they decide where they're going to put you. So they stuck me on A wing, which was just like a doddle. You know, you get a job, you can work for 6 hours a day, and the only lockup is like lunchtime, breakfast time, and night time. You know, so like you get about, I don't know, about 16 hours actually out of your cell. So which is quite nice, you know, and you can have a shower whenever you want and all that kind of thing. It's quite a doddle. I was just cleaning the landings and then serving the food at lunchtime. So it was brilliant. But anyway, I don't recommend it to anybody, but it was quite fun for me because it was like, yeah, I only did 40 days because I was a good boy while I was there. But I found out after a few days of being there that Chelmsford Nick doubled up as Slade Prison in the movie of Porridge, not in the TV series. That was another prison. That was somewhere up in Yorkshire, I believe. But Chelmsford Prison was where they recorded it, and it was on A wing. They recorded all the scenes of cells and everything.
Yeah.
And then I also got to find out later on that that the cell next door to the cell that I was in held, I'm not sure which one, but one of the Cray brothers for some time. He was held on remand at Chelmsford when it was a fully adult prison. So there was quite a bit of history. I was getting all involved in it and that, you know, I mean, like, and then the next thing I know, I get told, "Oh, you're going home." I've only done 60 days. He said, "You're going home tomorrow." I was like, "Oh, really?" He said, "Yeah, we'll give you a train warrant. You can get home." I said, "Can I use the phone?" He said, "Yeah, of course you can." Phoned up my brother-in-law. I said to him, "Malcolm, get your ass up to Chelmsford Nick for 8:30 in the morning. I'm on my way out." He was there at 7 o'clock in the morning waiting for me. They let me out at 7:30. So yeah, that was quite funny. But yeah, I kind of had a bit of a naughty spell, and I've never been back to jail since. Been close a couple of times. But,
no, like say you say you never you knew my transport last week when I was sitting on the detective's lap going to the fucking Nick.
yeah. At least I was handcuffed in the back of a police van.
Yeah, a bit of dignity you had with it. You know what I mean?
Well, I don't know. Having your hands handcuffed to the cage behind you like that and not being able to have a fag or nothing for like 2 hours and 15 minutes or something. That was actually torture because they were in the front of the van having a fag. They're going, "Is there any chance of me having a fag?" And they're going, "No, we're not uncuffing you." Like, who do you think I am? Bloody, you know, Lenny McLean or something. You know what I mean? I said, "I just got done for nicking a few motors, mate. Come on, let me have a fag. I'm hardly going to do a runner, am I? Just undo one of my hands." Like, they wouldn't do it.
You might nick the police van.
Yeah. First thing, the warden said to me, "Right, so he goes, is there anything I can do for you now?" I said, "Yeah, you can give us a fag."
Yeah.
He looked at me, he went, I don't smoke. And I went, "Oh, that's unfortunate." I said, "Oh, that's unfortunate." I said, "Do any of your lads smoke?" And no, I said, "Do any of your officers smoke?" And he went, "Come on, lads, one of you must have a cigarette for the young man." And one of the screws got a fag out. He goes, "Here, give me a light." I lit it up. He let me smoke in his office. Everything. It was brilliant. You know what I mean? That was the first and only time I ever did get that permission. Every other time I was in there, it was official.
And they all know smoking now, Budge. Is that the case?
Oh, mate, yeah, I think so. Yeah, I don't even think there's allocated smoking areas anymore.
No,
I don't know. I haven't been there for quite some time. 41 years. It was 41 years ago when I went in. Yeah.
Yeah, exactly. No, I don't think you can anymore.
I don't know. Yeah, I don't think you can anymore. I don't think they even have like you get canteen and that. They don't even have like tobacco or cigarettes on your canteen sheet anymore. Apparently, it's all gone, all done.
I mean, it used to be too much of a currency.
Yeah.
That's after really.
Yeah. So, what about you? Any interesting? Oh, mate. I'm gonna have to phone that back later. Sorry about that. Yeah. Any interesting little stories, mate?
Not this week.
No.
No, I do.
Right.
Yeah, I have got.
It's no issue.
I haven't done anything this week exciting, mate. But I just reminded me of a story there when I right to get away from football. If we're going on about football, yeah. But when I worked up north and up in Cairns, and I did tell this story to Pete. I think I might have told it to Pete a while back in one stream, many months ago. But we're up north. I was working in Cairns, and when you go up north now you're in in the tropics basically, and it's I call it hot here, but it's nothing compared to up there. The humidity can be 90, 100%. You're talking 35 to 40 degrees every day. Yeah. And we were there, and in the middle of Australian summer, which is about November, December, you're talking. So I was up there working, but we had one of them long weekends, so we decided to go over the Daintree River and go to a place called Cape Tribulation. And I think Cape Tribulation is where I think Captain Cook he crashed one of his boats on the reef out there, and had to come in to get it repaired, and it had the locals help him repair one of his ships, right?
Yeah.
And because they hit the reef, and that's why they call it Cape Tribulation. And so we're up there, right? But the guys we went with, one of them had a big canoe, and and we went over to that, and there was all dirt roads. Then it's all dirt roads, and all you got is ocean to your right and rainforest to your left. It's absolutely stunning. I think it's one of the only few places in the world where the rainforest meets the ocean. It comes all the way down to the ocean. And so you're in rainforest, and we just pulled off, and we had tents, and we camped. We camped on this beautiful beach, beautiful water. And there was a massive creek there right near where we were that came, an estuary that, what they call here in Australia, a creek, comes into the ocean. Yeah. So he got his canoe out. He said, "Look, you fancy coming up the river, up the creek with the canoe?" I went, "Yeah." So we done it when the tide was out. So we just walked the canoe around, dropped it in the creek, put a little esky in there with some beers in there, and a couple of little fishing rods, and we jumped in it, right? And we went up this creek, paddled up it, and just started fishing. And then we didn't realise, because I was just new to Australia. I didn't realise until I saw this sign when it said this creek is inhabited by saltwater crocodiles.
Oh shit!
Is it? Oh well. And this guy, the guy I was with, he was a Kiwi, right? And he didn't know either. He went, "Shit! All right, well, no, we didn't see any. That's not an issue. It's not an issue." So we're just jumping up the creek. Didn't see any crocs. Just thought it was one of them tourist signs. To be honest, don't even worry about it. So we done that, and then. But when we said, right, we were there a couple of hours, like nothing happened, and we're coming back, but the tide had come in by this stage, so we couldn't just get to the beach we were. The water would come in, so we had to go out to the ocean to come round to the beach. But as we come, these little waves got bigger and bigger, and as we were coming out on these waves, one big fucking wave came and bang, it just pushed us up in the air and we went sideways, mate, and just turned us into the water.
Oh gosh!
Everything was in the water. Our shoes, the esky, the beers, the balls, the fishing rods.
And you lot,
could not. And we're in the water with this canoe upside down. So we're going, fuck.
With saltwater crocodiles in the area.
But yeah, now the geese, now salties, right, are the worst, right? When they talk about river crocodiles are bad.
Oh, I know.
But salties are fucking really, really aggressive, dangerous bastards.
Oh, very.
And what they do, they come out of these creeks and hang around these areas. This is their manner, right? When the creek hits the ocean, that's where they like to be. Right? And I wasn't too bad, but this guy was fucking freaking out. I mean, he went white in fear. Because we was about 150 meters away from the beach, and we had to get the canoe back. Forget all the other shit. Let that float. Right? So we had to paddle and push this canoe to the beach, which took us about 20 minutes. And this guy was really having a heart attack, right? And I was trying to reassure him, don't worry about it. But believe me, in the back of my head, I was going, Jesus, I hope it bites you, not me. Oh man, it was really scary. It was scary.
You'd have to go up to somebody with a knife and just nick their leg or foot or so, just so that they're bleeding.
Get that bugger.
Get that bugger. Oh mate, that was really
20 minutes.
Oh.
You know, where it's calm, we're in water, we're pushing a canoe, we're paddling, not an issue. But in the back of your mind was, there's saltwater crocodiles around here, mate. And you just, it was the longest 20 minutes of my life. And when we got that, I'll tell you what, the other geezer, he nearly collapsed in relief. He was really panicking.
I actually don't think that crocodiles would actually attack me, because I don't think they'd like the smell that I'm letting out. I would absolutely be crapping myself.
I'd rather not test it, Budge.
Yes, mate, no.
But that was it. It was scary.
Oh God, no! I would be out of that water. Like I'd be like a speedboat. Oh gosh, Dana, that would kill me. Oh God,
I was trying to be as quick as possible, but you can't. We had to get the canoe back as well. And
God. Oh fuck that! So did you get back into the canoe, or did you swim to shore?
No, we could not turn it back over. It's one of them. The water is.
Oh, you just dragged it in.
You can't. You have to just keep pushing it and push it in till you get to the beach and then spin it over. Hits the land. But we couldn't get it over.
Wow.
It was interesting, to say the least. It was scary. But the reason I weren't as scared is because of him. If I'd got as scared as him, I think we would have panicked so much it would have got worse.
You probably you probably would have brought an attack on.
I was trying to keep him calm, I was trying to keep him. Don't go mad with your feet. Don't go mad. Just nice and easy. Push, paddle, nice, easy. I was shitting myself, but I didn't want him to know that, because that boy was just about to just go. He was freaking out.
Oh mate, I would have been the one freaking out. I know I would. Jesus Christ.
Inside, I was freaking out.
I'm just thinking about the size of just one of their teeth. And they've got like 150 down each side of each jaw. You know what I mean? They got about 600 teeth in their mouths.
No, they're scary, man.
Oh,
I've seen it. I've been.
Their small teeth are the size of your thumb. You know what I mean? That's just a small one.
Oh no, they're massive, man. The pressure they've got on their what they have got cropped. When it comes to clamp, is massive. Their pressure gauge on that bite.
Yeah, but they can't open their mouths against pressure, can they?
Yeah, they can't open very well. That's why they tape. When you see the croc handlers, they tape up.
Yeah, they tape them up.
They've got no muscle to get it back up.
You see them holding their muzzle like that closed, and somebody else is wrapping the tape round it.
Exactly. They haven't got that. They haven't got that muscle to bring it up, but to clamp it down, they've got massive pressure, like a pit bull. They can, but they haven't got that release.
Yeah, but a pit bull
and
can do that about 4 foot up in the air with nothing touching his feet. He can get that. A pit bull could get a lock on so well. It doesn't have to use it like its immense power in its legs or anything like that, which they've got. I mean, their jaw power alone, they can hang on to something.
Exactly.
And I admire the pit bull. I've never owned one. I admire them because they are such a good athlete. I like an athletic animal. Yeah. And that's why I got into the bulldogs that I got into. They're athletic, but they're big and bulky, impressive, intimidating looking at times. But that's just that I like that in an animal. That's why I like predatory animals. Because they do just look impressive. Okay, mate. Like anywhere in nature, you look at any of the predators, and they've got like an impressive sort of air about them. Even the like the surprise attack predators and things like that.
I think they are. They're stunning animals, right? That's why I don't.
Yeah, there's something very impressive about them.
Don't have a problem with sharks or snakes, right? Because I think they're gorgeous animals. And I've come across a lot of snakes, not so many sharks, but I've come across a lot of snakes, and I love them. I think they're gorgeous.
Yeah.
But I don't want to be bit by one either. But
oh, mate, you want to try and get an away ticket for a West Ham game? You'll meet plenty of sharks.
Usually the people selling the tickets for the sharks in my day.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Yeah, the ones selling tickets. But no, joking aside, I must admit I am impressed by sharks. I've watched hundreds of hours of documentaries and footage on them and stuff. My brother's actually been in a cage in South Africa.
Did he do that?
With great whites around him. Yeah, he said he could have reached out and touched one, but they weren't allowed to. That's how close they were. That some of them had their nose up against the cage.
I've said this before here. Sharks are not there to eat humans. That's not their thing, right? It's usually mistaken identity when they bite a human, right?
Yeah. Well, the thing is, if you're in their environment, you're fair game. Simple.
As simple as that. If you're in their playground, mate, well, you take your chances.
Similarly, if you're in a desert or a jungle scenario in Africa or something, and lions are present in them areas, you're fair game. Simple as that.
Exactly.
You have to take precautions to protect yourself. I don't agree with, hunting and killing animals. I don't have a problem with people hunting and shooting them with cameras. That I don't have a problem with. Like these safaris where you can go and, they give you, it looks like a gun, but it's actually a camera, and it's like a high-powered camera, and you can, take photographs of the animals in their natural environment instead of trying to shoot them. You try and capture them on film. Do you know what I mean? And I actually quite like that idea, right? In fact, if I was ever to go to Africa, which I'm planning to do, that's one of the things that I would like to do. Go on a
I've seen another side of that there in Africa that I really don't like, Budge.
What, using live weapons?
No, they actually set up an area where, like, they put a billabong, what they call in Australia a billabong, where there's water. Purposely set it up, and then they got huts around it. And they know wildlife will come to this because it's the only water around, but they've set that water up. And when they do, they've got these guys in these huts, and they've paid lots of money, and most of them come from America. And they shoot the wildlife that come to that fucking waterhole. And they pay big money to do it.
Watering holes are supposed to be sanctuary, aren't they?
Get a photo done. They've set these animals up to be there. They shoot them, and then they get a photo done with them. I find that a bit fucking cruel and disgusting.
It is disgusting. I don't agree with that.
But they justify it, to be fair, Budge, right? Give the other side of the argument. They run a national park and they justify running that national park from the money these tourist shooters bring in. And they make sure they don't kill any species that's endangered. You know, it could be a big warthog or whatever it may be. So they don't shoot endangered species, but that's what it's set up for their tourist money to go into run the national park. So there's a good side to it, but there's a very bad side to it because it's not something I would want to do. But I'm sure there's many.
The thing is that's not hunting. That's not hunting.
It's not exactly. That was my point of it, Budge. It's not hunting. This is you know, you're bringing them into your gun site to shoot it. It's not hunting, is it?
No, that's not hunting. In fact, that's no better than that's no better than the stories you hear of, you know, people being led to gas chambers and stuff to their death. You know, it's no different to that.
But they will, like I said to you, on the other side of the argument, they will justify it by saying it keeps the reserve going and helps preserve the endangered species as well. So, but I don't agree with it. But there you go. That's the two sides.
I mean, the thing is, I have no problem with, let's just say for argument's sake, you know, I've decided to turn my back on, you know, the likes of Sainsbury's and Tesco's and all them kinds of places, and that I want to live off the land. And, you know, I would have no problem with hunting my own food. Do you know what I mean? The odd rabbit, or, you know, lovely to get a deer or something like that, maybe, you know, which would give me food for quite some time. I wouldn't have a problem with that if it's for my own survival, but not for fun. You know, I wouldn't look down the barrel of a gun for fun.
It's not my thing, no.
The only time I'd look down the barrel of a gun is for my own survival. That is it, whether it be in war or hunting. You know,
I'll tell you this, but if you ever, just before we came on there, see this?
Yeah.
It's called Error Guard, right?
Right. Yeah.
Tropical strength. Because before sitting out here now, as the sun went down, as I sat out here, I was getting torn apart by mosquitoes. So I had to bring that out and spray myself all my legs because I was getting bitten to shit. So there you go. If you ever get that in Crawley, Error Guard's your man.
I might have to send for it. I don't know if we get that here. We don't have a big problem with mozzies in this country. You need to be tropical, not subtropical.
I was getting bitten to fuck there earlier on. I'm all right.
Oh, mate, I do feel for you. I do. One of the life's little pleasures that I have. Knowing that even though you're in a tropical country, you're going to get eaten. I love that idea.
That's right. You know, everything eats you, mate. Everything.
Oh, no. Yeah, everything's designed to eat you, mate. Even the smallest of animals, you know. So yeah, I've got a couple of other little interviews lined up, hopefully as well. By the way, won't go into names yet because you know, I'd like to you know, premiere the names when I have done the recording. You know.
Yeah. Wait. Yeah. Don't preempt it. Just wait and see and just do it.
No, that's it, mate. But you know, I've got one or two other people I'm hoping to line up for the one or two shows, and I may even do a update on the one I did with my brother. So we'll see about that, though. I might even talk to him about the more recent games, you know, including the women's. Incidentally, yeah, I think the Chelsea women beat us 2-1 the other day, so I think that'll give him something positive to talk about other than our 3-2 winning.
Your brother, when you done the thing with your brother and the interview with him, I thought he come across really well and he was good. And I love getting the opposition views. You know what I mean? I really do. Especially, I suppose for me, especially an older point of view, right? Not You know, so I don't want to hear about. I don't want to listen to some 15-year-old bucking Chelsea fan. But someone of your brother's age, you know, he went through this.
And you've also got to you've also got to remember though, he's gone through very similar pains to what we have as West Ham fans through the years.
Absolutely, because before
even though they've had their they've had their injection of money and their success recently, you know, you got to remember. No. They were a first division team that went down to the second division and had to get promoted again. And,
Chelsea
and all
Man
of that.
City, Man City were the same. They were up and down.
Do you know Everton have never gone below the top tier?
No, Everton have always survived. Always survived.
They've never gone below the top tier. That's actually quite an incredible stat. I don't think they're the only ones either. I think there is another. I can't think who it is at the moment.
I don't know. I think there might be more than one, but
it might.
I remember
Man
United being relegated. In my day, I remember Man United being relegated. Liverpool, I don't remember.
No, I don't recall. No, but I know that Everton. I do know that for a fact because that was something that I actually saw David Moyes speak about when he was actually Everton manager. And he said, you know, I'm very happy and proud to represent a club that has never been relegated from the top tier of English football.
I'm pretty sure they haven't. I'm pretty sure that. Yeah. I think there might be something about them in the very early days, right? Really, I mean, talking over 100 years ago.
Oh, yeah, we're talking about it like,
in modern day football. In their modern day football, they've never been. No, they've never dropped from the top
not since the onset of like the established 4-league tier system, you know.
I'm pretty sure they haven't. I'm pretty sure they haven't.
No, they haven't. They haven't been. No, they haven't been. I'm sure of it and all. And as I said, I kind of recall David Moyes saying how happy and proud he was to represent a club with that kind of history.
Yeah,
you know what I mean?
Yeah, but then again, they still haven't won a league, have they?
No, but that's probably the best thing he can say about that club, really, in that respect. You know, they've had 1 or 2 FA Cup wins, haven't they? Everton, I do believe. I
think they've won trophies, but not a league. I don't remember them winning a league. But
have they ever done well in Europe, Cieran? Do you know? Everton?
Not that I recall. No, I don't remember. I remember Nottingham Forest doing well. I remember Aston Villa doing well.
Yeah.
No, we won a cup winners.
Even we've got a cup winners cup to have, you know, credit. So, you know.
That was the memory I was going to mention. That was the memory I was going to mention. Because it came up on my telly today for some reason. And it was it. I'll save that for another day. Go on.
Yeah. All right. Well, look, we're almost at 45 minutes. I think we should wrap it up now anyway, mate. We don't want to bore people for too long, do we? But as always, mate, it's a pleasure to sit here and chat with you, you know. We've established a really good rapport between ourselves over these last few months, and I love it. I love having these chats with you.
And you know what's really good? We've got an FA Cup game coming up, and we love an FA Cup. We love an FA Cup.
Yeah, we do love an FA Cup.
And regardless,
and the nice thing is,
and I will say this, Budge, we know we don't really want to go into transfer bollocks and whatever, but everyone's disappointed. Right, everyone's disappointed we didn't sign anybody, but it's not the end of the world. It's not the end of the world.
No, it's not.
I believe we should have signed a couple of players. You believe we should have signed a couple of. We all know that, and everyone feels the same, right? Yeah. But at the end of the day, we didn't. So we have to plod on with what we got. First game we got is an FA Cup. Regardless of whatever happens, we've got to get through Kidderminster, and I don't think we should have a problem. I'm not sure what team will field, whether it's going to be half and half again. I think it will be. But we get through that. But then, all of a sudden, right, we're in the 5th round. We're in the 5th round of the FA Cup. We dispense of Kidderminster, and then we can start get a good draw, another good draw. We can start looking forward to getting an FA Cup run. And that run, you know, if we get through 2 and then get a good draw on the next one, we can look at, you know, the positive side and get, have an FA Cup run as well, regardless of what happens in our
lovely.
Europa.
Yeah, and as you say, but we have got Europa to look forward to. We stand a really good chance, as good as anyone else. We're seeded quite well in this competition this year because of the results that we've had, and we've only taken one loss in the whole of that, and that really shouldn't have been a loss, to be fair. But it was. Yeah, but we've blooded some really decent players in that game, so we can't take too much negative from that. We've got to take a lot of positive from that. We were the highest ranking. We were the highest ranked team to qualify at the top of the group. With the amount of wins that we did have and stuff, and the points that we'd amassed. So we've done really well in Europa, and we can be optimistic with it because let's be honest, we've got a really decent squad. As much as we haven't.
Like every cup competition, Budge, it's all about the next game, right? Every knockout now it is knockout now, and this is where it gets interesting. Like the FA Cup, it's a knockout competition, so it's all about the draw and your next game. And with Europa, you got two chances. If you fuck it up the first game, you got another chance to put it right. There's every chance. If you don't get it right in the first leg, you can get it right in the second leg. With the FA Cup, it's just now there is no replays. It's just a one-off thing, and it's all about that draw. And sometimes you get lucky, and that draw falls for you, and you can get further in the competition than you believe, and then turn up when you do have a game you have to win. So I think there's every chance we could do well in either competition. But the draw defines.
I mean, the likelihood is that we're going to end up getting someone like Barcelona, right, in Europe.
Who knows?
So
bring on,
bring them on. I say, I'm not being funny.
Isn't that what it's
this
all
year,
about, though, bud? Isn't that what it's all about?
This year alone, we've beaten Man City, we've beaten Chelsea, we've beaten Liverpool. Three of the best clubs in Europe at the moment.
Exactly.
We've beaten all three of them buggers this year, and we've beaten everybody in our group. So bring on the newbies, bring on the ones that have just come into the competition.
The ones we haven't played, the big names we haven't played.
Yeah, let's play Barcelona. Let's have Barcelona at the London Stadium.
I think,
and let's show them what Bubbles can do.
Europa, I'm not scared of losing though, Budge. I'm not scared of West Ham losing to a top team. What all I want is us to give them a bloody game and know they played us. Whether we win or lose over 2 legs, we'll be seen. But give them a game.
But what does piss me off though, Cieran, in honesty, is, like, for example, we go out and we beat Liverpool, and we beat Chelsea, and then we go and lose to Watford. Sorry, not Watford. Wolves. We're going to lose to Wolves. I mean, what is that all about? I mean, that's just, for me, that kind of smacks of being complacent. That smacks of being complacent.
I've been dealing with that for 50-odd years, mate. So it's nothing new.
I know. How is it we can beat these so-called big clubs, and then the teams that are supposed to be in and around us? Oh, hello. The teams that are supposed to be in and around us, we struggle with. It's just weird. It's a really weird scenario. Cieran, I am going to wrap it up, mate. I've got other stuff I need to go and attend to as well. But as always, it's lovely chatting with you, mate. I'll play us out with a little video and that. Stick around. I want to see you in a green room in a sec, though, buddy. All right, I'll just play us out.
And for everyone who ever bothers watching this, thank you very much. I'll catch you later.
Thanks. Come on, you irons.
Have it.
bye.